Hello and welcome to Michi Designs. So in this video, we're going to learn how to make this beautiful Ankara joggers pants. Or you can call it cowl pants trouser. You can see how beautiful it looks. So we're going to use freehand sewing to achieve this style. So let's get started. I'm using 2 yards of Ankara fabric. Sorry, 2.5 yards of Ankara fabric. I'm using 2.5 yards of Ankara fabric, and then I'm folding it into 2 equal parts towards the length. I have folded it here. After folding it into 2 equal parts, the next thing is to fold it in a triangular form, or you can call it in a bias form. You know what a bias form is? It's in a triangular form. It has 3 sides. So we're just going to pick one side from this upper part that is folded. Just pick one side and then we'll fold it over to form a triangle. We'll pick one side and fold it over, match it to the down part of this fold, and then to form a triangle. So you have to make sure that they are equal. You have to form a perfect triangle at the down part and at the sides too. If there are excesses, you just trim it off. So this is the upper part. I'm just arranging it well to form a perfect triangle. You can see the excess there. I'm going to trim off that excess there now, so you can see. So now I'm going to trim off the excesses there at the side. You can see the upper part of the triangle. I'm just going to trim off to make sure they're equal. And then I also open up that folded edge there, so we can have a front and back piece together. So I'm also going to open up the fold there at that side too. You know, one part is open and one part is folded. So I'm going to open up the fold, as you can see me doing. So we now have 4 pieces there for our front and back piece. You know, this is on fold. This side where my hand is now is on fold. Is on fold. So we have this upper part now. We have 4 pieces there. So we're going to flip it over to this side now. We're going to flip it to face the up. So we're going to use here at our waistline. You can choose any side as your waistline, but don't choose the folded part as your waistline. So this open part, we're going to choose it, which is the side of the triangle at our waistline, and then you bring your trouser pattern to match out your crotch. We just need this pattern to mark out the crotch curve. Please, if you don't know how to draft a basic trouser block, I added the link in my description box. So please go click on that link and watch it. It's on my channel, how to draft a basic trouser block. So now we're just going to mark out that crotch line, and then you make sure that you also mark the length of your trouser. You can see that down part where the trouser stop, the length is. So you just mark it there. You either cut out the excess there, or you just leave it so that your jogger pants can have a pencil, a hem. You can see how it looks beautiful. So I'm just going to notch where the length of my trouser stopped. I'm going to notch it so that when I'm sewing, I'm going to stitch and stop at that notch. So the pencil part will just be open, so your leg can pass through freely there. So after doing that, I'm just going to cut out that crotch that I already marked from my trouser pattern. I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to cut out the crotch. Remember, this upper part is the waistline. So after cutting out the crotch, I'll open up this triangle. I'm going to open it up. You can see then we have our front and back piece together now. See the other crotch there. So I'm just going to stitch this crotch together. I'm going to stitch it together. I'm going to stitch both sides now, and then after stitching, I already stitched it. I'll open up the crotch to match them together. I'll open up the crotch and then I'll mesh them together. This is the upper part. We're not going to stitch this upper part. You can open up the seam later on one side to fix your zip. So it's the down part that we're going to stitch together, the down part of this crotch where the curve is. So this is the upper part. I'm merging them together, the two crotches together. And then down part where the crotch curve is, I'm merging them and I'm going to sew it round down to the hem. You know the way we sew our trouser. Then just match it, make sure they are matching. Make sure they are matching, then just sew it round down to the hem. You remember that place that we notched? That's where you're going to stop your sewing. So the upper part, you just gather it round because it's really big. You gather it round together, making sure you open up your seam where you're going to attach your zip. And then you fix your waistband. I used the 2 inches waistband. I already attached the iron interfacing on it. And then you're just going to sew it round and then attach your zip. You can see I have sewn the waistband round just to attach my zip now, and we are done. You can see the down part, how beautiful that place looks. And then we are done. I've attached the zip. I fixed the zip at the front. You can decide to fix it at the back. You can open up any part of your crotch, or that either front or back, to fix your zip. And this is the final look of this jogger's pant. So I'm going to wear it now so you can see how it looks on my body. So this is the final look. It looks so beautiful. If you enjoyed this video, please click and subscribe to my channel. See you in my next video. Bye.